We have to show people that when we get the chance to lead, things will start getting better. And that starts with showing some backbone. Not just backbone when we stand up to Donald Trump, but backbone when we put forward our own agenda. Yeah. For so many Americans, every day is a battle against powerful interests. And it's time for us to pick sides and get in the fight. So let's talk about picking sides. You ready to talk about picking sides? It is time for us to say Democrats are on the side of working people. Yeah. On the side of moms and dads who dream of a better life for their kids, on the side of people in every part of this country and people of every race, gender, and religion who just want a level playing field and a chance to build a future. That's what they want. And we know how to show them that their fight is our fight. Let's start with jobs. It is time to rethink the basic social contract on labor. We're going to fight for fully portable benefits for everyone. And we're going to fight to make sure that all work, full-time, part-time, gig, carries basic pro rata benefits. Yeah. We're going to fight to make it easier for workers to come together to form a union so they can take power into their own hands. Yeah. And we're going to turn the minimum wage into a living wage. Fight for 15. Yes. It's time for us to say that Democrats are on the side of hardworking families who are just getting pounded every single day. We're going to fight for universal pre-K and to make it easier for every family to get child care. We're going to fight like hell to stop Republicans from jacking up the cost of health insurance and taking away health care coverage from millions of people. Trump Care will not get one Democratic vote. Not now, not ever. But it's not enough just to defend the Affordable Care Act. We're going to improve it, starting with bringing down the cost of prescription drugs and leading the fight for Medicare for all. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to make it possible for young people to go to college or get a technical degree debt-free. That's where we are. We're going to fight for affordable housing and good schools all across our country, from the biggest cities to the smallest towns to the most remote rural homesteads. And we will fight our hearts out to defend and expand Social Security and Medicare. Yes, we will. It's time for us to say that Democrats are on the side of consumers. So we're going to fight to break up the monopolies that are killing competition, yes. We're going to put a cop on the beat so no one can steal your purse on Main Street or your pension on Wall Street. And whether you're shopping for broadband or a student loan, an airline ticket or health insurance, we're going to go to bat for you to make damn sure you don't get cheated. Yeah. There's another thing we need to say, but it's a little controversial, so I hope everybody's like either sitting down or holding on to their neighbors. But we got to say this out loud and in public. Democrats are on the side of science. You think? You think? We got it. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. We're done arguing about whether climate change is real. And we're going to fight with everything we have. We're done arguing about whether or not trickle-down economics works. And we're going to fight to build an economy so it works for working families. And we're done arguing about gun safety, and we're going to fight for some common sense reforms that the overwhelming majority of Americans support. It's time for us to say, Democrats are on the side of fairness and equality. So we're going to fight for equal pay for equal work. Yeah. We're going to fight to keep Planned Parenthood open. And we're going to make sure that women have access to safe, legal abortions. And we're going to fight to put more women in positions of power, from committee rooms to boardrooms to that really nice oval-shaped office at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And we're going to reform our criminal justice system so that getting caught with a baggie of pot does not mean that your life is ruined, and getting pulled over by the cops does not mean your life is at risk. It's time to say that Democrats are on the side of American values. So we're going to fight for comprehensive immigration reform. Yeah. We're going to say to every dreamer in this country, you are an American. This country is your home, and we have your back. That's what we're going to say. We're going to fight to wipe the stain of Donald Trump's Muslim ban off the books once and for all. And by the way, Mr. President, we're never, ever going to build your stupid wall. Yeah. And we're also going to fight for our democracy. That means we will fight to reverse Citizens United so big corporations can't buy our elections. And we'll fight to stop the voter ID laws so Republicans can't steal our elections. Yeah. And you know something? It's about time for us to be upfront about whose side we are not on. We are not on the side of big Wall Street banks that break the law and thinks everyone else needs to be held accountable. When big bank CEOs break the law, they ought to go to jail just like anyone else. We are not on the side of giant corporations that want to twist government rules for themselves. We are going to slam shut the revolving door and say enough is enough with corporate money that is drowning our democracy. And let's be really clear on this one, just in case anybody doubted it. We are not on the side of the bigots and misogynists, and unlike the so-called Republican leadership in Washington, we're not afraid to say it to their faces. Yep. And we are not on the side of foreign governments that hack our elections or politicians whose fragile egos put our national security at risk. And let's be clear here. Folks, we don't have to tiptoe anymore. We don't have to hedge our bets. We don't have to ask permission from the pundits or the corporate CEOs, and we sure don't have to ask permission from Mitch McConnell. Actually, that's probably a pretty good thing, because he would probably tell me to sit down and shut up. Nevertheless, I would persist. Sit. No, I want to. No. Let me do this. Because I want to make a really important point. We don't have to fear the wrath of the powerful. Because when we are bold enough to stand up for our values, when we are bold enough to stand up for our fellow Americans, then that is when we are powerful. That's why we're here. That's right. So, isn't that the spirit that brought all of us to this movement? Isn't that the reason that we are proud to call ourselves progressives? Isn't that the Democratic Party that we want to call our own? This fight is our fight. This fight is the fight Americans have been waiting for someone to take on. This fight is the fight Americans are ready to rally behind. This fight is the fight Americans are counting on us to win. This fight is my fight. This fight is your fight. So let's go win this fight. It is so good.